Hello dear students. The next chapter we are going to discuss in second PU Zoology is principles of inheritance and the variation. So from the previous discussions in biology we got to know that one, and as we already studied that the most fundamental feature or characteristic feature of all living organisms is nothing but reproduction. So one of the fundamental attributes of living organism is reproduction. When an organism is born, in its lifetime, after attaining the reproductive maturity, it is going to produce its own progeny. That is the fundamental attribute of all living organisms, right? So what happens in this reproduction process means progeny, nothing but the offspring, receives the characters of its parents. How it receives the characters of its parent? That is through sperm and the egg, or egg is also called as ovum. Nothing but here the progeny produced, this progeny receive the characters from the male parent and the female parent through egg and sperm. So here the male parent produces sperm and the female parent produces egg. So by the union of by the fusion of this sperm and then the egg, the zygote will be formed, and that will develop as a fetus, and after parturition offspring will be produced. Such an offspring produced, or the progeny produced, will be resembling their parents. Why? Because it has received the characters of both the parents, male parent as well as female parent, through sperm from the male and egg from the female parent. So as a result, progeny resembles their parents. So progeny always resemble their parents only. So the reason behind it, that is, characteristic features of the progeny are nothing but the combination of the characters present in their parents, both male parent as well as the female parent. Okay. So only we look like our parents. We will be similar to either the father or the mother, or some characters are similar to father and some characters are similar to mother. So this is why, because we receive the characteristic features from our parents. Okay. So only, see, if you take some examples, that is why. So only what happens? Always elephant, okay, give birth to baby elephant only. Otherwise, the baby elephant always look like its parent elephant only, but not other animal. Similarly, a mango seed will develop as mango tree only or mango plant only, but not other. So what you will get to know by these two examples. Mango seed give rise to the mango plant only. Elephant give birth to the baby elephant only, but not to the other animals. Okay, by these examples what we get to know means, so this can be best summed up with a phrase, nothing but, so this can be best summed up in a phrase. What is that phrase means? That is, like begets like. Like begets like. What is the meaning of this like begets like? Like the parents, the progeny looks. Means always the progeny looks like their parents only. Why? Because the characters present in the parents passes into their progeny through sperm and ovum. Okay, so that can be the summed up in a phrase, that is like begets like. Means parents ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಥರನೇ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸೇ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಿಂದ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ note down these points now. Later we will discuss regarding the definition of what is that inheritance and then the variation. So what is inheritance then? So here we are going to discuss regarding the principles of inheritance and variation, right? What is inheritance? So this definition is very important for the PU examination. So what do you mean by inheritance? So inheritance is nothing but this, the transfer of, it is nothing but the transfer of characteristics from parents to offsprings. From parents to offsprings, their offsprings is only called as, such process is only called as inheritance. So the transfer of characteristics from parents to offsprings is only called as inheritance. Because of this process only, the progeny resembles their parents. So only progeny produced, here the progeny nothing but offspring. So progeny produced resembles their parents. So here we have clearly mentioned that progeny only resembles their parents but not identical. To their parent in all respects. Nothing but here progeny produced will not be the same copy of the parent. Why? Because the progeny will be having a combination of characters from male parent and then the female parent. Both the characters of male as well as the female parent will be present in the progeny, so that they are not the exact copy of the only male parent or not the exact copy of only female parent, but they are the blend or mixture of characteristics from the male parent as well as the female parent. So they are not identical to their parent in all respects. So only this variation or this change from the parents to the progeny, where they are not identical to their parents, is only called as, or that is the reason behind this one is nothing but variation. And the reason behind it, a reason behind it is nothing but variation. Then what is variation? What is the definition of variation? How can you define the variation then? So variation means nothing but it is the degree, by which a progeny produced differs from their parents, such a difference, or here the degree by which progeny produced differs from their parents means how they are going to differ and how much difference is present between progeny and then the parents. That difference is only called as variation. Here the difference is in terms of characteristic features of that individual. Okay, so once again I will repeat. The variation means it is the degree by which progeny produced differs from their parents in various characteristics. That is called as variation. So remember, these two are very important definitions for the PU as well as NEET: inheritance and then the variation. So now we got to know what is inheritance and what is variation. So next we need to discuss regarding what is the principal reason or scientific reason behind this inheritance as well as the variation. So note on these points now, what is inheritance and then what is variation. See, so we got to know what is inheritance and what is variation. So the branch of science which deals with the study of this inheritance and as well as the variation is only called as genetics. So genetics is nothing but a branch of science which deals with the study of inheritance as well as the variation. Nothing but inheritance of the characters from parents to offsprings and variations present among the characters from parents to offsprings. So such a study of both inheritance as well as the variations is only called as genetics. Is that clear? Next is see, this genetics and the basis of the inheritance and the variation is not new, and even our ancestors who lived during 8000 to 10,000 BC, that is before Christ, they were having a little idea regarding the cause of the variation and where it was hidden. So early agriculturists knew that one of the reason or the cause of the variation was hidden in a process called as sexual reproduction. Why? Because in sexual reproduction, which takes place between the gametes of male and then the female, by the fusion of male and female, here the progeny will be produced from the zygote formed. So here the combination of the male and female will not be the same. Here any combination of the male or female individual can be used. The one who is having superior characters, that is the one male which is having the superior characters to produce the good quality of progeny, or the female parent or the female individual who is having superior characters, which can be selected in order to produce good quality breed. So here we can choose a combination of the parental generation according to the need or according to the characters present in them. So variation which is seen in or which can be observed in the progeny produced it depends on the characters present in their parents or the parental combination. So the variations which are present in the progeny, okay, are the result of combination of parents used for the sexual reproduction. So only, okay, because of this knowledge, they used it in order to successfully breed domesticated varieties of plants as well as the animals through two processes. What are those two processes means? One is selective crossing and other one is the artificial selection. Selective crossing, nothing but here controlled crossing. Our ancestor used to control which male and which female should be used for the crossing or the mating. And artificial selection means they used to select the parental combination artificially, okay, which means which male is having the superior characters and which female is having the superior characters. That combination is only chosen by our agriculturist, early agriculturist, in order to produce the progeny with the desired characters. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿಗೆ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಯಾವ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ನ ನಾನು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಓಕೆ, ಅನ್ನೋ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಅವರಿಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ progeny. So only this process includes selective crossing and artificial selection. So example of the domesticated variety produced by this process is nothing but Indian cow, and name of that cow is Sahiwal and it is of Punjab. So it was domesticated by the ancestral wild cow. So even though our agriculturists who had idea of producing or the knowledge of producing or in order to produce the different breeds of domesticated varieties from the wild varieties, but our ancestors had very little idea of okay, the scientific basis of okay, variation, inheritance as well as the variation. Even though they knew that the cause for the variation was present or it was hidden in the sexual reproduction, but they didn't know the complete scientific basis of this variation. And later that complete basis of inheritance and as well as the variation was given by okay, the great genetist, nothing but Gregor John Mendel. About that we will discuss later. Now you note down these points now. So let's directly move on to the Mendel's law of inheritance. See, Mendel, nothing but Gregor John Mendel, he was the first to demonstrate the scientific basis of the inheritance as well as the variation. So here very clearly mentioned, he was the first person or the genetist in order to demonstrate the scientific basis of the inheritance as well as the variation. But the one thing is very clear here, that he demonstrated the scientific basis of the inheritance and variation through his hybridization experiments. So these hybridization experiments were carried over a plant called as a pea plant or the edible pea. So by this we get to know that one Mendel may be the first one to conduct or demonstrate these experiments, but the Mendel was not the first person to conduct the hybridization experiments. Then how come he is the first one to demonstrate the scientific basis of inheritance and variation? Means his experiments, what he carried out, okay, they are not the new one, or he is not the first one to conduct those experiments, but he was the first person to consider minimum one character or maximum 3 characters at a time in one cross. In a single crossing, he considered minimum of 1 character at a time or maximum of 3 characters at a time. Means monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, trihybrid cross. About that we will discuss later. So only perhaps this selection was only the secret of his success in defining or demonstrating the scientific basis of inheritance and variation. So what was the reason behind the Mendel's success in conducting hybridization experiment? Means he considered minimum of 1 to maximum 3 characters at a time or one time. Remember, this point is very important one for the NEET and CET examination. So actually his experiments were in fact are the extensions and development of the hybridization experiments which were conducted on the pea plant by 2 more scientists. They are nothing but the Knight and Gauss. So hybridization experiments conducted by the Mendel over the pea plant were the extension and development of the same experiments conducted by the other 2 persons. They are called as Knight and then the Gauss. So such Gregor John Mendel, so G.J. Mendel was born on, so he was born on 22nd July 1822. So 1822. So when did Mendel born? Means 22nd July 1822, and he conducted, and such Gregor John Mendel, he conducted hybridization experiments on which plant he conducted experiments. Mean that is on the plant called Pisum sativum. So this is what the scientific name of the plant, which is commonly called as garden pea plant, commonly called as garden edible pea plant. Edible means eatable. So edible pea plant. So this was the plant used by Mendel for his hybridization experiments in order to demonstrate the scientific basis of inheritance as well as the variation. So when Mendel was born means on 22nd July 1822. And he conducted hybridization experiments on the plant called as Pisum sativum. For how many years he conducted that experiments? Means he conducted experiments on Pisum sativum for 7 years. That is from 1856 to 1863. That is from 1856 to 1863 he conducted experiments over the pea plants, and he successfully proposed laws of inheritance in living organisms, and proposed a laws of inheritance in living organisms. So this is what regarding the introduction of hybridization experiments, who conducted hybridization experiments over the pea plant, and who got successful in this experiment while demonstrating the in order to demonstrate the scientific basis of inheritance as well as the variation. So is this clear? For how many years the Mendel conducted experiment on the pea plant means? It's 7 years. In which year means? That is 1856 to 1863. So how many years he conducted experiment? On which plant he conducted experiment? Okay. And what was the reason behind its success in this experiment? Is very important one for the competitive examinations. Remember, okay? And note down these points, okay? And the remaining things we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.